Ikruma, we are good to go. We are now live online.
Okay. Somebody sing Jai Radha Madhava. Follow them.
Shabamini, you want to sing Jaya Radha Madhava?
No problem. Not today.
Well, Kavi, go for it.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradha Hari Jaya
Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradha Hare
Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradha Hari Jaya
Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradha Hare
Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana
Yamunatira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachahare
Yamunatira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachahare
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabiya Hari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabiya Hare
Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradha Hari Jaya
Gopijana Vallabha Girivarada Hare
Yashodanandana Vrajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Vrajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana
Yamunatira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachahare
Yamunatira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachahare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada.
Prabhupada, Prabhupada,
Jaya
Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva.
Jaya
Jaya
Guru
Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva,
Gurudeva,
Jaya
Jaya Gurudeva.
Gurudeva.
Haribo,
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 Haribo, Nitai Gora, Haribo.
Nitai
Nitya
Gora, Haribo,
Haribo, Haribo,
Haribo, Haribo,
Haribo,
Gora,
Nitya
Haribo,
Haribo,
Gora Premanande, Haribo.
Haribo, Hare
Haribo,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Right. Yeah, it's okay. They won't go into
Sit down.
this is really good stuff. It just makes it more funny than one. Really helps them. Everybody. Cost 10 rupees each. Haribo?
Hare Krishna, Gurudev.
Yes, welcome. So, Om Gana Timirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshura Militan Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale. Is this Prasad or Bhoga? Prasad? Okay. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaur Avani Pracharane Nirvisesha Sunyavari Paschatya Desi Tarini Vanchakalpa Turbiascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patita Nam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaha Namo Mahabharanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namani Gora Tushe Namaha. Hey Krishna, Karuna Sindhu, Dina Bandhu Jagat Pate, Gopesha, Gopika, Kanta, Radha, Kanta, Namostute, Tapta, Kanchana, Gaurange, Radhe, Vrindavani, Vishabhanu, Sute, Devi, Pranamami, Hari Priya. Okay, we are on Nectar of Instruction by Rupa Goswami, verse 3. And my mark is the paragraph. It starts with, it is further recommended in the Mundaka Upanishad. Does everybody have that spot? Haribol?
Yes, Gumara, we have a nectar of instruction here.
Yeah, that's where we left off.
Yes.
Okay.
Month.
So we try to go, we want to, I mean, I don't really have the, the sample of all the questions. And we had to think about these things. So this one starts, I'll read. It is further recommended in the Mundaka Upanishad, Tad Vigyanartam Sagarum Ibabigachet. This one is quoted many, many times throughout Prabhupada's spoken and written word. To understand that transcendental science, one must approach a bona fide spiritual master. Must approach. And where is that in the Bhagavad Gita? Who said that?
Oh, sorry.
Somebody,
It's me.
did anybody else hear what he said? Huh?
No, Guru, I don't think they had. I was just trying to say it to myself.
I heard it. Okay.
Yes.
Anybody know? It used to be the second verse that devotees memorize. Yeah. Yes. Lucky.
Go ahead. You're sorry, Lucky. Go ahead. His network is very bad.
If your network's so bad, you turn off your camera.
Turn off your camera, then you can speak.
What is it? 434? Okay, can somebody read that verse?
Translation.
Just try to learn the truth.
The network is very, very bad.
Because they are saying.
So let me read it so that for others. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master.
His connection's very bad.
Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. That is the translation.
Okay, so we'll go back. So it's the same thing we'll find again and again. And we could, bring up so many different verses. Also, Yasya Prasada, Bhagavat Prasado, Yasya Prasada Nagati Katopi. And we know that by pleasing the spiritual master, everything becomes nice. And by displeasing the spiritual master, anyway, you have to approach the spiritual master, the Bhagavad Gita, in a humble, submissive mood, with service. That's the key. Pariprasnena sevaya. Humble, submissive questions and service. Okay, thus, this method of submissively receiving transcendental confidential knowledge is not merely based on mental speculation. In this regard, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Rupa Goswami, Brahmanda Brahmite Kon Bhagavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. In the course of traversing the universal creation of Brahma, some fortunate soul may receive the seed of the Bhakti Lata, the creeper of devotional service. This is all by the grace of Guru and Krishna. Madhya 19:151. We need both, Guru and Krishna. Krishna's in the heart, he knows everything. So when he sees it, we're somehow a little bit ready, he will find a guru. And the guru will teach us about Krishna. It goes together. The material world is a place of confinement for the living entity who are by nature anandamaya, pleasure-seeking. They actually want to be free from the confinement of this world of conditional happiness, but not knowing the process of liberation. They are bound to transmigrate from one species of life to another and from one planet to another. In this way, the living entities are wandering throughout the material universe. When by good fortune, one comes in contact with the pure devotee and hears from him patiently, one begins to follow the path of devotional service. Such an opportunity is offered to the person who is sincere. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness is giving such a chance to humanity at large. If by fortune one takes advantage of this opportunity to engage in devotional service, the path of liberation immediately opens. Any comments?
Any comments?
And when you think about it, of course, we always have teachers. Everything we do, we're learning from somebody. Now, you say you can learn everything. You don't even have to learn anything. You just go on the artificial intelligence and it'll write all your papers for you and you can get a PhD. All right, so let somebody else read the next paragraph.
Benjamin, Prabhu, read. Stephen Govinda, please go ahead and read.
Is it test 3?
No, we're in the purport. We are studying the purport, the paragraph. Whoever is connected, please read. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. One should accept this opportunity to return home back to Godhead. very enthusiastically, but Godhead very enthusiastically. Without enthusiasm, one cannot be successful. Even in the material world, one has to be very enthusiastic in his particular field of activity in order to become successful. A student, businessman, artist, or anyone else who wants success in his line must be enthusiastic. Similarly, one has to be very enthusiastic in devotional service. Enthusiasm means action, but action for whom? The answer is that one should always act for Krishna. Krishna
Artakila Sheshta. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Go ahead.
Okay. In all phases of life, one has to perform devotional activities under the direction of the spiritual master in order to attain perfection in Bhakti Yoga. It is not that one has to confine or narrow one's activities. Krishna is all-pervading. Therefore, nothing is independent of Krishna, as Krishna himself states in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 4. Maya tatam idam shravam jagad avatiyata
Jaga avyakta murtina mastani sarvabhutani nachaham teshu avastitaha.
By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Under the direction of the bona fide spiritual master, one has to make everything favorable for Krishna's service. For example, at present, we are using a dictaphone. The materialist who invented this machine intended it for businessmen or writers of mundane subject matters. He certainly never thought of using the dictaphone in God's service. But we are using this dictaphone to write Krishna conscious literature. Of course, the manufacture of the dictaphone is wholly within the energy of Krishna. All the parts of the instrument, including the electronic functions, are made from different combinations and interactions of the 5 basic types of material energy, namely Bhumi, Jala, Agni, Vayu, and Akasa. The inventor used his brain to make this complicated machine, and his brain as well as the ingredients were supplied by Krishna. According to the statements of Krishna, Matasyani Seva Bhutani, everything is depending on my energy. Thus, the devotee can understand that since nothing is independent of Krishna's energy, everything should be dovetailed in his service.
Thank you very much. Somebody else, Gurumara, want to say something?
No, someone else should. It was very clear though.
Okay. You want them to continue reading, or we want to?
Someone want to say something?
Endeavor executed. I'm reading. Endeavor executed.
No, Madam Gandari, Gurumara said we should say something regarding what we have read.
Okay, what we have read.
Yes. The first one is about enthusiasm. So we have to be very enthusiastic. Even ordinarily to engage in material activities, you need enthusiasm. Like for example, on Monday, some of you may want to continue your weekend till Monday, but somehow you have to wake up in the Monday morning. You have to enthuse yourself to go to work, because if you don't go to work, you don't get money. So enthusiasm is needed, even for material activities. So similarly, Srila Rupa Goswami, Prabhupada is commenting here that we need enthusiasm also for spiritual activity. For example, in the morning, you may want to continue sleeping, especially when you are staying in the temple, you know. But you have to go to Magalati, so you have to wake up by 4 a.m., then go and take your shower, then come to the temple. So for you to continue to do this every day, you need enthusiasm. That is what Prabhupada is saying in the purport. So enthusiasm is highly needed in spiritual practice. And the second purport is talking about utilizing Krishna's energy in Krishna's service. Prabhupada gave an example of the dictaphone. Dictaphone is a material machine, but Prabhupada is using it to write all this book we are reading today. So Prabhupada say, hey, this person never intended to use this for Krishna service, but somehow because we are using it for Krishna service, it will be benefiting. So whatever we have to use it for Krishna service. So if anybody want to say something also regarding that purport, you can just feel free and come up and say something what you understand in the purport, okay? Go ahead.
Krishna.
Go ahead, Babananda.
Yeah, Prabhuji, all right. Please, it is a question. Please, can you explain the 5 basic types of material energy named in this paragraph? The second paragraph.
What is your question again?
The explanation for the 5 basic types of material energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's very clear. It's very clear though. Bhumi means earth, Jala means water, Agni means fire, Vayu means air, and Akasha means ether, space. Okay, these are the 5 energies of material, the 5 elements, gross elements for the creation of material energy. So because the Sanskrit is being used here, that is why you don't understand what they are saying. So that is the meaning, okay?
Okay.
Somebody want to comment on any part of the purport? Please go ahead.
Krishna, can you hear me?
Yes, Mother Gandhari, we are hearing you, but it's cracking.
So,
your network is very low. We're not hearing you now.
that there is nothing
Oh, the network is very bad.
independent of Krishna. That's in a creation that is outside. Hello?
Yeah, we can
Hello?
hear you now. Yeah, we can hear
Hare
you now.
Krishna.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. That everything in creation, there's nothing in creation that is separate from Krishna. Everything depends on Krishna. And so everything should be utilized for his service or for him, so that we don't incur some karma. There's nothing that is separate. Everything in creation, Krishna is inside it. We may say we have brought this and that together and we have come out with certain things. Krishna gave the intelligence with which we did it, and the materials and the intelligence with which we did whatever we did. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mother, for that contribution. Any other person? Osai Loki, you want to say something? Yeah.
One of the things paragraph, Papa said in opposite side.
You don't have a good direction for this, your network in your place. We really need your contribution, but your network is really dragging. Someone else wants to. Yeah, you say?
Can you hear me now?
We can hear. We are always hearing you, but the voice is very low.
Okay. What are the place? Yeah, Papa said.
Maybe he can type.
So you can type. After Lucky, you can type what you want to say if you have energy to do that. Okay?
Yes. Oselaki, I think that would be the best idea. Like typing will make your question and contribution very clearly.
Thank you, Madam Esther.
Please, I have a question. If
Yeah,
you can
please go
hear me,
ahead.
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you very loud and clear. Yes.
Okay, please. There's a sentence that was read in the text. It says, I think it says, Krishna says, everything is in me, but I am not in all things. Is that what? Did I hear correctly?
Yes, you got it. You got it right.
But what does that mean?
Okay, Guru Maharaj is not here, so let me try my the facilitator is coming, but meanwhile, let me try to say something. Okay. So Krishna is saying that everything is in him, but it's not in them. Let me look for the statement itself. Okay, I've seen it. Mastani Sarvabhutani. Everything is depending on my energy. Thus, devotee is not that one. Where is it?
Yes, Prabhu, it's there. It's still there. Oh,
Okay.
It's still there.
Oh, yeah, read it. Let me see. Let me hear it.
Okay. It says, actually, Krishna said, by me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them.
Okay. So it's a very deep statement, because also Krishna says also it's in the heart of everybody. So when Krishna said that everything is in him, but it's not in them, it can mean that whatever is going on in this universe is under the direct control of Krishna. And at the same time, everybody is responsible for their action and reaction of their activity. Because if Krishna is saying that everything is in me, but I'm not in them, means that he's not directly involved in whatever we do. He has given us free will, independent. But still, everything is directly and indirectly under his control. Just let me give a very example. A very good example is in a country, we have the president. When you go to any company or any industry, you will see his picture there. So practically we can say that the government knows everything that is going on in the country, but does that mean that? No. But because his picture is everywhere, means that the policy of the government somehow or the other is affecting everything that is going on in that country. So in that sense, everything is under the government, but at the same time, everybody acts independently in every company or parastatal, but at the same simultaneously, the policy of the government affects everywhere. So Guru Maharaj is here. Guru Maharaj, there's a question from one of the students. Please, maybe you can say something regarding that.
Okay. What's the question?
So she's asking in the purport, Krishna is saying that everything is in me, but I'm not in them. So she wants to get that clarification. What does that mean?
Well, that's explained in what purport are you reading? What purport are you reading?
Prabhu, you are muted.
The Maya Tatami Dam Sarvam, the shloka, the beginning of, in the middle of that paragraph.
Okay, well,
Maya
can
Tatami Dam
somebody turn to
Sarvam.
the Bhagavad Gita? That's Bhagavad Gita 9:4.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Somebody turn to that.
9:4.
Yeah. Maya Tatamidam Sarvam Jagadavyakta Murtina.
Mastani Sarvabhutani Nachaham Teshu Avastita.
Okay.
Translation. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I'm not in them. So she wants to understand that last statement.
Okay, read the next verse.
The next verse.
Yep.
Okay. Nacha mastani bhutani pashya me yoga maishwaram. Bhuta brim nacha bhutasto mamatma bhuta bhavanam. Translation. And yet everything that is created does not rest in me. Behold my mystic opulence. Although I am the maintainer of all living entities, and although I am the everywhere, I am not a part of this cosmic manifestation. For myself is the very source of creation.
Okay, the next verse.
The next verse, Yataka asha sito nityam, vayu sarvatra go maha, sata sarvani bhutani, masani ti upadaraya. Understand that as the mighty wind blowing everywhere, rests always in the sky, all created being rests in me.
Okay, that's the beginning of explaining it.
Okay, Guru Maharaj.
Okay.
Yes.
Now one more.
The last one.
Whatever is the next verse.
Okay, Sarva Bhutani Kaunteya Prakritim Yantimami Kam. Kalpasha ye Punastani Kalpado Vrishijami Aham. O son of Kunti, at the end of the millennium, all material manifestation enter into my nature. And at the beginning of another millennium, by my potency, I create them again.
So there it is explained the answer to the question.
Yeah.
In those verses. These I call these the Achincha Beta Beta Tattva verses, simultaneously one and different. Everything is within Krishna, but at the same time separate. And Krishna is beyond all of it. So let me just look at the verses again. Very important verses and very good question. So number 6. As the mighty wind blowing everywhere is always in the sky. So the sky means the Akash, the ether, the whole universe. And the wind is separate from that. It blows here and there. So everything rests in Krishna. But he's not dependent on everything else. And then number 7. Sarva Bhutani Kaunteya. The end of every millennium, he annihilates everything. Anyway, that's the basic idea. Where everything is in Krishna, but not, it's also separate.
Guru Maharaj?
Yeah.
In text 9.9 also, Krishna made something similar to of his nature regarding the creation.
Yeah.
Oh Dhananjaya, all this work cannot bind me. I am ever detached from all this material activity, seated as though neutral.
Yeah. Krishna is neutral. He's not controlled by these things. All this creation and annihilation, it's all going on by Krishna's energy. But he remains separate from it. He remains in Goloka, dancing. Mataji, does that help?
Mother Esther, they asking whether, is that okay?
Otherwise, we have to go into the circle.
Helpful. The explanation was helpful.
Because Krishna can't be understood by the material senses. But we have a saying that we hear quite often is a chincha beta beta tat.
Guru, you are muted, Guru Maharaj.
A chincha beta beta tattva is very important for understanding anything. Simultaneously, one and different. Everything. Krishna is everything, but everything is not Krishna. My buddies will say everything is Krishna, you can worship anything. Because Krishna is everything, but everything is not Krishna. That's another explanation. I'll turn on the video in a minute. So if you read the whole purport to this 9.4, then you get more insights. Krishna reveals himself. He's all pervading, he's everywhere present, but we can't see him. Everything is resting on him, just like pearls are strung on a thread. You can't see the thread, but if you cut the thread, then the pearls go, the beads, whatever kind of bead it is, they all go flying. So like sunshine is spread all over the world, the energy of the Lord is spread all over the creation, but he's separate from it. So the Mayavadis, that's why Prabhupada says in this purport, you should not conclude that because he's spread everywhere, he doesn't have his personal existence. The king has the government. The government is the manifestation of the king's energy. And the different government departments are nothing but energies of the king. And each department is resting on the king's power. But the king is not every department personally, but he still controls them. Okay, let's carry on then with this. Back to the nectar of instruction. Back to nectar of instruction. So what paragraph are you starting? Huh? Kavi?
Endeavor, yes.
What is it?
Endeavor executed with intelligence in Krishna consciousness is called utsaha or enthusiasm.
Okay.
You can continue.
Endeavor executed with intelligence in Krishna consciousness is called utaha or enthusiasm. The devotees find the correct means by which everything can be utilized in the service of the Lord. Nirabandana. Sorry.
Niribanda, Krishna
Nirabanda.
Sambade, Yukta Vairagyam Uchate.
The execution of devotional service is not a matter of idle meditation, but practical action in the foreground of spiritual life. These activities must be executed with patience. One should not be impatient in Krishna consciousness. Indeed, Krishna consciousness movement was started single-handedly. And in the beginning, there was no response. But because we continue to execute our devotional activities with patience, people gradually began to understand the importance of this movement. And now they are eagerly participating. One should not be impatient in discharging devotional service, but should take instructions from the spiritual master and execute them with patience. Depending on the mercy of Guru and Krishna. The successful execution of Krishna conscious activities requires both patience and confidence. A newly married girl naturally expects offspring from her husband, but she cannot expect to have them immediately after marriage. Of course, as soon as she is married, she can attempt to get a child, but she must surrender to her husband, confident that her child will develop and be born in due time. Similarly, become confident. Similarly, in devotional service, surrender means that one has to become confident. The devotee thinks Avatya risk.
Avasya Rakshibe Krishna.
Avasya Raskide Krishna. Krishna will surely protect me and give me help for the successful execution of devotional service. This is called confidence.
That a lot of basic important stuff is there.
Hare Krishna. Please, my concern or my question is, how will one know that he's being patient or impatient in devotional service? How can one navigate that? Hare Krishna.
Okay, first, how do you define patient?
By timing, like knowing when to do, when to take action and when to maybe remain calm.
Not exactly.
So patient is defined as able to accept or tolerate delays, problems, or suffering without becoming annoying or anxious. This is Oxford Dictionary.
Patience. I was trying to look it up. But patience is the quality of being able to stay calm and not get angry, especially when there's difficulty for you, that you have to wait for a long time. So impatience means I want this to happen right now, and it'll expand to thinking it's not happening because so-and-so is blocking it, so-and-so is stopping me, and this is wrong, that's wrong. You have to be patient. Patience is the ability to endure difficult circumstances. Patience may involve perseverance in the face of delay, tolerance of provocation without responding with disrespect or anger. It's very, very important. Enthusiasm is very important, but without patience, our enthusiasm will drive us.
So yes, Guru Maharaj, Prabhupada used a very nice example in the purport, like for a newly married couple. I think Guru Maharaj just gone, his network. Prabhupada used a very nice example in the purport. The newly married couple, and they were, after marriage, the lady wants a baby. But she has to wait for 9 months. She cannot say, no, I want the baby now, 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 now. It will not happen. So she has to wait for 9 months. And then, so the same thing also, in this material world, there's all kinds of challenges and difficulties. So while executing our devotional service also, we may face all these challenges. So patient means while executing our devotional service, we wait. We are confident that we will get the results, what Krishna promises, and at the same time, we remain patient even in the face of challenges, difficulties. Vaulasa Pretty Prabhu, you want to read? Or somebody want to say what, want to comment more on what we have just read? Any comments or question?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
I'm still on the patient and impatient.
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes, let's say, for instance, here Srila Prabhupada stated that a newly married marriage couple expects a child, but they must wait patiently to have that child come into manifestation.
Yes.
But in one of the Krishna's pastimes, one of his wives, like almost all the 16,108 wives, was having a child, but there was this one particular woman who was not having a child, and Krishna had to perform some penances and austerities.
Where are you getting this from? Where are you getting this one from? Me, I've not heard of this one.
Well,
we have to be very careful of what we are reading. No, this this one is not from Krishna book, no.
Yes, but it's actually.
No, is it from Krishna book? Is it from Krishna book?
No, it's one of the storytellers.
So forget about those. Forget about storytellers. So let us be focused. People can say so many things, and if you don't understand the purport behind it, you may miss it. Okay, let's forget that. Use another example.
Okay, so in other example, sometimes you exercise patience, and at the end you realize that you should have taken this decision earlier, and sometimes you take decision and it happens that it was too quick. So the difficulty is how to know when to act or how to be patient, and how to, because it's like patience and impatience is everyday life. Everything we are doing, it's kind of absorbed in patience and impatience. So the calculation is sometimes very complicated.
Yeah.
So,
by prayer, I think we have to pray. Sometimes we just pray for Krishna help me because I don't know what to do. So that's one way. But sometimes, maybe just by feeling, we can see if we're getting angry that this is not happening quick enough and it should have happened a long time ago, then that means we're impatient, maybe wrong. And it depends on what kind of thing it is, like say sometimes we have to wait in line a long time for something, So we might get angry, and think why this should go faster, what's wrong, somebody's in the front screwing everything up. Then that's impatience. So intolerance, there's a lot of different ways people are expressing this, but here it's talking specifically about, the simple examples, like the woman gets married, she wants a baby right away, but it takes time. And so things don't happen. So we have to trust in Krishna, so we have to have enthusiasm. I want to do this. I want to try this project or this. I'm talking about spiritual things. Then there has to be perseverance, because so much trouble comes, so many difficulties. To do even the simplest thing, there's so much obstacle. So we have to be patient, not demand like, okay, Krishna, you have to make this happen right away, or otherwise I won't believe in you anymore. That people get that bad, So what I just read from the Wikipedia, the ability to endure difficult circumstances, But if something is just not happening, maybe we should try something else. That's another thing. Prayer is very important then, to Krishna, help me. I don't know which way to know what to do with. So if you're a farmer, some things, if you plant a mango seed, for instance, it's quite a few years before you can get mangoes on the tree. But if you know, you'll take care, you'll keep watering, you'll put fertilizer, you'll protect it, because you know the result's going to come. But if you get angry and think, this has sort of happened a long time ago, and you quit taking care of it, then nothing will happen. Peanuts you get very quickly, but some kind of fruit, some kind of nuts, it takes many years before you get the fruit, but then it's much more valuable fruit. You have to be patient. All right. Anyone else have an idea on that?
You said it all, because what we are looking for is Krishna Prem, and Krishna doesn't give himself very easily. So we have to be enthusiastic, be confident that we're going to get it, and be patient. Krishna can easily give us any material things, and that is all. But to get him, we have to be persistent, like Guru Maharaj said, enthusiastic, and be confident that we're going to get Krishna at the end, and be patient. Yes.
And perseverant. There will be many difficulties along the way. The mind, other people, so many things, doubts. Krishna is testing us in so many ways. Okay, where did you leave off then? Next one is, as already explained.
Yes.
Okay. Pick somebody to read.
Baula Sapriti, Prabhu, please go ahead.
As already explained, one should not be idle but should be very enthusiastic about executing the regulatory principles. Tatat Kama Pavatana. Neglect of the regulatory principles will destroy devotional service. In this Krishna consciousness movement, there are 4 basic regulatory principles: forbidding illicit sex, meat eating, gambling, and intoxication. A devotee must be very enthusiastic about following these principles. If he becomes slack in following any of them, his progress will certainly be checked. Sri Rupa Goswami therefore recommends Tata Kama Pravatanat. One must strictly follow the regulative principles of Vidi Bhakti. In Vidi Bhakti, in addition to these four prohibitions, yama, there are positive regulative principles, niyama, such as the daily chanting of 16 rounds of Japa Mala Bis. These regulative activities must be faithfully performed with enthusiasm. This is called Tata Kama Pravatana, or varied engagement in devotional service. Should I continue?
All right.
Furthermore, in order to be successful in devotional service, one must give up the association of undesirable people. This includes kamis, jnanis, yogis, and other non-devotees. Once Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was asked by one of his householder devotees about the general principles of Vaishnavanism, as well as the general routine activities of Vaishnava. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately replied, Asat Sangha Tyaga, E Vaishnava Acharya. Characteristically, a Vaishnava is one who gives up the association of worldly people or non-devotees. Srila Narottama Dasa Thakur has therefore recommended Tandira Charana, Sevi Bhakta Sani Vasa. One has to live in the company of pure devotees and execute the regulative principles laid down by the previous acharyas. The six Goswamis, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, and Sri Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami. If one lives in association of devotees, there is little chance of associating with non-devotees. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness is opening many centers just to invite people to live in the company of devotees and practice the regulative principles of spiritual life.
Now that's very clear and basic, but something that we do hear people not agreeing with that. Association with devotees is stressed everywhere. Vaishnava activities. Association with devotees means, satsanga means kirtan, japa, reading the books or organizing some kind of program, organizing a temple. So what are the two basic things there in that we just read? It's something we hear about all the time, both of them.
Yeah, the four don't and the one do.
Who can
which
say?
Is the of our
there's prohibitions and things you should do and things you shouldn't do. Yamas and niyam. So what are the prohibitions? Basic.
No intoxication, forbidden illicit sex, no meat eating, no gambling.
Right. And then what else is mentioned? Association with non-devotees. Asat Sangha Tyaga. Give up the association of, people who are engaged in these activities. Don't associate with them means doing those things with them. We have to work. When we're working, of course, we're just doing our work, but you don't associate with the drunken people, become a drunkard just to be friendly or something. And what is the positive thing that we do? These are the things we promise at the time of initiations.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, by Japa Mala beads, like chanting 16 rounds daily.
Right. Okay. And if we live in the association of devotees, sometimes we're not living, right in the community of devotees, but we're thinking about them and associating in the mind, hearing about devotees. That's also associated. Hearing about the karmis and all their sinful activities and their wars and their, crime and, the corruption in the government. It's all the newspaper. It can be very fascinating, but it's just like carrying a heavy weight around with you. Just pollute your mind. We all experience it. So be careful. Hear from Prabhupada, hear from Krishna. All right, very good. Asat Sangatyaga Vaishnavachar. Give up the association of temporary things and temporary people and perform Vaishnava activities. That's the basic everything. But then we have to learn, what are the basic Vaishnava activities? And then we have so many things. Chanting, offering food, worshiping deities, putting on tilak, all these things. These are Vaishnava char. Help us to remember Krishna. Everything we do should how can we help us to remember Krishna? So then we can remember Krishna even when we have to do our mundane work, which is, not directly Krishna. But if we're a little bit intelligent, we know that Krishna has given us the work. He's given us the ability to do the work and everything. So we remember Krishna, even doing our ordinary activity. And that's expressed all throughout scripture. One doesn't have to, go in the forest and be some kind of a reckless monk. And just have to remember Krishna all the time. Just think Krishna has given me this service, this family, if I have a family, this job, this body, this intelligence, everything is given by Krishna. So we just try to offer everything back to Krishna. Use it all for Krishna. Okay. So more explanation comes up in this next paragraph. You sign somebody, Kavi?
Devotional service. Devotional service means transcendental activities. Can we hear it? Devotional service means transcendental activities. On the transcendental platform, there is no combination. There's no contamination. There's no contamination by the three modes of material nature. This is called Visuddha Sattva, the platform of pure goodness, or goodness free from contamination by the qualities of passion and ignorance. In this Krishna consciousness movement, we require everyone to rise early in the morning by 4 a.m. and attend Mangala Arati or morning worship, then read Srimad Bhagavatam, perform Kirtan, and so forth. Thus, we hold continuous activities in devotional service 24 hours daily. This is called Sattva-vritti, or following in the footsteps of previous acharyas, who expertly filled every moment of time with Krishna conscious activities. If one strictly follows the advice given in this verse by Srila Rupa Goswami, namely being enthusiastic, being confident, being patient, giving up the association of unwanted persons, following the regulative principles, and remaining in the association of devotees, one is sure to advance in devotional service. In this regard, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur remarks that the cultivation of knowledge by philosophical speculation, the collection of mundane opulence by the advancement of fruitive activities, and the desire for yoga siddhis, material perfections are all contrary to the principles of devotional service. One has to become thoroughly callous to such non-permanent activities and turn his intention instead to the regulative principles of devotional service. According to Bhagavad Gita 2:69, Yanisa Sava Bhutanam Sasyam Jagati Samyami Yasyam Jagrati Bhutani Sa Nisha Pasyato Mune. What is night for all beings is the time of awakening for the self-controlled, and the time of awakening for all beings is night for the introspective sage. Should I continue?
No.
Should I continue?
You read a lot, so let's hear some review.
Okay.
I can just say something about this last paragraph. It's a quote from a verse. What is night for all beings is a time of awakening for the self-controlled. So one of my godbrothers, he had been reading Bhagavad Gita before he met Prabhupada. And so he asked Prabhupada about this verse. What does it mean? Prabhupada said it means when they see us, they laugh. Oh, look at those people. You know, they're not having fun. They don't have any intoxication. They're not working hard to get money. They're stupid and they laugh. And we see them, we laugh. Oh, look at those fools working so hard for nothing. But that's a simple, but literally, probably in Lagos too, any city where we live in the temple in London is an area with a lot of clubs. A lot of people drinking and stuff. So especially on the weekend, when we come out for going to Mangal Artik from the apartment, people are just staggering out from the bars to go home. You know, or sometimes you see them if it's a big football game or something. At even 4 o'clock in the morning, they're standing out in the cold watching the television to see how the football game goes. So, and we're just getting up to go to Mangal Artik and have a good day, and they're just trying to go home to sleep, you know, after just drinking and watching television all day. So it's complete opposite. So that's what it means. What we think is good, they think is bad. And what we think is bad, they think is good. All right. So but anyway, you read a lot there, and it's just expanding on these basic ideas. So let's hear something.
Anyone want to contribute? Mother Gandhari, you want to say something based on what you read?
Yes, what I understood is that one should be self-controlled if one in the matter of devotional service. So there are a lot of things the mind may want to take one to, but because we have to pursue our spiritual life, then we have to take the austerity of doing what we think is helpful for our spiritual life. Just like the example given in this purport now. So that particular time, where other people are doing anything that they think gives them satisfaction, we know that that one is contaminating, and we are going to incur so much karma by doing that. So we don't do that. We do what is opposite, like Maharaja said. While other things they are enjoying particular thing, we deprive ourselves from it, only to pursue our spiritual life and to take up our spiritual practice seriously. Hare Krishna. Sure said that yes.
Yes, we hear so. Bawula Sakriti.
Please, a little comment that I want to comment on this test from the one I read and then the subsequent one that Matadi also read is that I had the privilege of being in class given by His Holiness Bhakti Vignath Vanas Nrsimha Maharaj in Patna. And then this question came up about these regulatory principles or losing these 6 principles or these 6 qualities is what can help us to become a successful devotees or can help us for our bhakti for us to get what we're looking, what is Krishna Prema. But from Maharaj, a question was asked, so how can one become more enthusiasm, more confident, more patient, following the regulative and all these things? He says that the only thing that can help is determination. But sometimes too, what can bring down our determination is that when we break the principles, it means we lose determination. Because sometimes when you do what you're not supposed to, the 4 don'ts, you go and do something, or you go and do something you're not supposed to do. It's like our conscience will begin just to be giving us so many kind of burden, so many kind of thinking. So even when you are going to the temple, when you're doing something, when you're chanting, is my chanting going to be effective because this thing that I have done or all these things, like because of that, by gradually I will start to lose the determination to follow the 4 regulations because I have done something I'm not supposed to do. So if we want to like be successful in our devotional life, according to Maharaj is saying is that we have to be determined, and for us to have that determination at the highest order is we have to be very straight and paka about everything. That is the 4 regulative principle, because immediately we go against one, our devotion, as it was stated in the purport, it will be checked. And the checking is that we will lose interest in anything. We lose interest in going for Mangarati, we lose interest in anything that is related to devotion service. And then we just begin to do any way that we wish is good for us to do. Maybe just to keep on faces that, okay, I'm still a devotee, I'm still like this, I'm still like that. But actually within me, I know it's not going well with me. I'm not finding it happy. So for us to be more enthusiasm about it, it means that we have to develop what is called determination. We have to be determined that, okay, I also want to be like this person in devotion service. This person started from here, but he has gotten to this height, and you cannot get there without being determined, without being disciplined. So to be able to follow this, become determined in life, you have to be disciplined. And it is not easy. It's not like it's going to become easy. Because even in this Bhishma Panchakra we are doing, some people, they are lying just on the floor. And it's not easy. It's very, very cold. But because you know what you're going to get at the end of this auspicious movement, somebody can just forget about the coldness and everything, because there's some part of the world is very cold that at the dawn you cannot even bath cold water. Some people, they are devotees that they will bath hot water, and it is not even advisable to do so. But some people, they have made up their mind that no matter how cold it is, I will still bath the cold water, because the Acharya has stated, and then because he knows that by following that, it means he's following the instruction of the Guru and the Parampara. So in this way, it can help us to make some kind of significant progress in our devotion life. So we have to be determined. Other than that, there is no way we can do anything, and we just slack, and then we just give up our devotion service, and everything will be just over for us. Hare Krishna.
All right. So
That was a very long one. Bawula Sakriti, Prabhu. Thank you.
just one simple point that if we, are doing something wrong, like I think he meant like breaking the regulated principle, that means we've already lost our determination, to follow them.
Yes.
But the important thing is the sadhu sangha, sarva shastra koi. Lava matra sadhu sangha. Association with devotees. If we're all weak, we have to admit that. So we need support, but we have to associate with devotees who are determined and are following and hanging in there. If we associate with devotees who are complaining about this or that, or saying, well, I don't know why we should do this, and I want it, or the prasadam's no good, or whatever, then we'll get weak. So generally, it's because when they were doing the interviews for the Prabhupada Leela Amrita, so they were meeting many devotees who had been with Prabhupada, and so many of them were no longer practicing very much. But everybody said, they didn't chant their rounds properly. They know that that's what happened. Inattentive chanting, thinking, well, I don't have to chant today. I'm doing a lot of work. I'm busy. I'm too tired. And then gradually not chanting. And then next thing you know, you're drinking beer or something, whatever your previous sense gratification was. So we had to have, that's why association with devotees who are following, then we naturally get caught up in it. That's very important. All right. Thank you very much. Anyone else want to say something? But, hang in there, pray to Krishna, help me, help me. That's the translation of the Maha Mantra. Krishna, please engage me, keep me busy, and all our Bhagavatam, all the great devotees, when they are offered by Krishna benedictions, they just say they want to be in the association of devotees where they can hear about Krishna all the time. So, sadhu sangha. That's why we make temples, and that's why the devotees who are in charge of temples, and they should be trying to organize more festivals. So that devotees can come together and get enlivened, by association, more kirtan festivals, more, especially kirtan, more public chanting. These things are yajna, and the yajna purifies the whole world. Okay? There's more.
Yes, Gumar, there's more, yes.
Okay, which the next verse, John? Next purport? Next paragraph? Engagement in devotional service?
Yes, Gumar. Engagement in devotional service of the Lord is the life and soul of the living entity. It is the desired goal and supreme perfection of human life. One has to become confident about this, and one also has to be confident that all activity other than devotional service, such as mental speculation, fruitive work, or mystic endeavor, will never yield any enduring benefit. Complete confidence in the path of devotional service will enable one to attain the desired goal. But attempting to follow other paths will only succeed in making one restless. In the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated, one must be firmly convinced that those who have given up devotional service to engage in severe austerities for other purposes are not purified in their mind, despite their advanced austerities, because they have no information of the transcendental loving service of the Lord. It is further stated in the 10th canto, although mental speculators...
Stop. Paragraph by paragraph.
Okay, good.
There's a reason there's a paragraph, because it's like a, some substance. Anyway, that's pretty simple. Faith is the most important thing. That simply by faith and that by following this process, we're going to achieve the topmost goal. Then we can be patient. Otherwise, we get impatient. But some people get impatient when they're driving a car, for instance. So they drive really fast, and then they get killed. Right? Is that a good example? They think I'm in a hurry, I have to drive really fast. These other cars are too slow. They start passing everybody and going really fast. And then they have accidents and get killed. We've had that happen to a few devotees. Very unfortunate. I had experience once. We were driving from Lagos to Benin, I think. And of course, in those days, we had only old cars. And the driver was going really fast. And I kept telling him, you're going too fast, you're going too fast. No, Maharaj, you don't know, no problem. And all of a sudden, the whole back axle just fell off. And then, there we were on the side of the road. Of course, there was a tow truck there immediately because they're ready for things. But then, we had to sit. They started trying to fix it. And we had to sit there for a couple hours until another car came from Benin or something. So, because somebody was in a hurry and want to drive really fast, but it doesn't work, you get in trouble. So we have to be patient, accept the things, as they go. We can't, a child, you can't just grow up overnight, right? You want to be big, but you have to wait. All right? So, and this last part is people just sometimes they give up the devotional service. Maybe they do great austerities, like they do Nirjala Ekadasi and become very proud of themselves, but they don't chant japa, and they just think I'm better than everyone else because I don't do this, or I don't eat that, or I get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and, but they're puffed up, proud of their austerity, then it has the opposite effect. And if one is chanting, that's our austerity, is to continue. Every day, chant your rounds. Every day, do these things and just never give up. Okay, the next paragraph, Key. I'll read it. It is further stated in the 10th canto. Although mental speculators and fruitive actors may perform great austerities and penances, they still fall down because they do not have information about the lotus feet of the Lord. The devotees of the Lord never fall down. In the Gita 9:31, it says, Konteya pratijaniya name bhakta pranashati. You declare it boldly, my devotee never perishes. So that's where Krishna is telling us to preach. You declare it boldly. Some people seem to fall down. They'll give, because they weren't pure devotees. They're practicing with some wrong motive. Therefore, they're they don't get what their, material gain that they want, and then they'll give up their practices. But they can never really forget. Krishna will always bring them back eventually. But we shouldn't take any chances. But you declare it boldly. Krishna is saying, you preach, you tell everybody. I don't have to do it. Krishna can do it, but he lets us do it. And he'll empower us as much as we surrender and have faith that the holy name is perfection. Then we can spread the holy name. All right. Someone else? Is there anyone who didn't read yet? Kavi, anyone who didn't read yet?
Yes, Guru Maharaj. So many of them are here not reading. Jamasami, you want to read?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Jamastami, Revati.
About Stephen Govinda?
Stephen Govinda, yes, he has read. He has read.
Bhagavad Gita.
Janmastami Mary, come on.
Jamastami Mary, are you not with your book there? Unmute yourself and read.
Again.
Hare Krishna.
So go ahead and read.
Okay, I was connecting my earphone.
It's all right.
Again in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 40, Krishna says, Nehavi Krama Nasosti, Katya Vayona Vidyate, Swapamapi Asya Damasya, Trayate Mahato Bayat. In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Devotional service is so pure and perfect that once having begun, one is forcibly dragged to ultimate success. Sometimes a person will give up his ordinary material engagements and out of sentiment take shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord and thus begin the preliminary execution of devotional service. Even if such an immature devotee falls down, there is no loss on his part. On the other hand, what is the gain of one who executes the prescribed duties according to his varna and ashram, but does not take to devotional service? Although a fallen devotee may take his next birth in a low family, his devotional service will nonetheless resume from where it left off. Devotional service is high to ki aprati hatha. It is not the effect of any mundane cause, nor can it be terminated by any mundane cause, or permanently curtailed by any material interruption. Therefore, a devotee should be confident about his engagement and should not be very interested in the activities of the karmis, dhyanis, or yogis. Should I continue reading?
Thank you. Let someone else continue.
Okay, a little advanced. So we have, Krishna says, gradually, step by step, and that means patience. You can't jump to the top. Say you're going to walk somewhere. You're going to, like people walk around the world even, but step by, you can only take one step at a time. If you go to some holy place like Tirupati, if you walk, there's hundreds of steps, thousands of steps. And you can't just, Hanuman could jump, but we can't jump. We have to walk one step. But if we keep taking one step, we're going to get there. We have faith that the top is there and we see other people coming down. They say, yeah, we were up there, you're almost there, keep going. So that's why association, we see people that have been chanting for a long time and they're feeling relief. They're getting freed from attachment, fear, and anger. So we get enlivened and we can look back and see how much we've changed. But it says a little advancement, protect one. The most dangerous type of fear is described as, falling down into lower species of life. You're having to take another birth. All right. Next one sounds good.
Yeah, go ahead. Make your mouth close to the mic. Go ahead.
Okay. There are certainly many good qualities among fruitive actors, philosophers, speculators, and mystic yogis. But all good qualities automatically develop in the character of a devotee. No extraneous endeavor is needed, as confirmed by Srimati Bhagavata 5:18-12. Of all good qualities of all the demigods manifest progressively in one who has developed pure devotional service. Because a devotee is not interested in any material activity, he does not become materialistic contaminated. He is immediately situated on the platform of transcendental life. However, one who engages in mundane activity, be he a so-called jnana, yogis, karma, philosophist, nationalist, or whatever, cannot attain the higher stage of Mahatma. He remains a Duratma.
Or cripple-minded person.
A cripple-minded person, according to Bhagavad Gita as it is, 9:13.
Mahatmana tu mamparita devi prakritim ashritaha bajanti anaya manaso gyatva butadim avyayam.
O son of Pratia, Peter, those who are not deluded, the great souls are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know we as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They know me as Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. Since all of the devotees of the Lord are under the protection of His supreme potency, they should not deviate from the path of devotional service and take to the path of the karmic, jnana or yogis. Jnani or yogis.
When you see J and N like this, it's called Jnani.
Jnani or yogi. This is called Utsahatma.
Utsahan Nishaya Darya Tata Karma Pravartanat.
Thank you, Prabhu. Enthusiastically executing the regulative activities of the devotional service with patience and confidence. In this way, one can advance in devotional service without hindrance.
Thank you very much for reading. Thank you.
Very good. So, Atma means soul, self. So, Maha means a great soul. Maha Atma. Maha means great. And Duratma, Dur means bad. So it means a low class soul. When it says Daivi Prakriti means a spiritual energy. That really means Radha. You know, she's okay, a lot there. What do we have? Comments?
So, Gumar, you can round up because we have about 5 minutes to the next class.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just read a little more then, because that was very clear. What's the next paragraph?
We have finished to the end. Guru Maharaj, yes, finished reading.
So we can stop there?
Okay.
No use. I mean, just preview the next verse. And everybody, please read ahead. You know, this one is very simple. Dadati pratigrinati guyam akyati prichtati bhumte bojayate chaiva sadvidim priti lakshanam. These are the 6 loving exchanges between devotees. And it's quite simple. Giving in charity and taking charity. If I want to give you something, then you have to accept it. Otherwise, you won't let me do my service, what I want to do, right? And so giving charity and accepting gifts in return. Of course, the highest charity is giving Krishna knowledge of Krishna. Giving everything. Then revealing one's mind and confidence. You know, talking about how much we like chanting, how much we're happy to feel blessed to be with the devotees. Asking questions about Krishna. And then the easy one, accepting prasad and giving prasad. Both are very important. Those are our loving exchanges. And we need to cultivate those in order to stay fit. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same station, right?
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you. Now, what do you have next? Your Brikama or something?
No, we have Bhakti Vaibhavan student next. That will start in 5 minutes time. Then after that is Parikrama by Maharaj.
After it's summer.
So please,
Okay.
Guru Maharaj say you should read the next verse before tomorrow, and so that it can be more interactive. Study it very scrutinizingly, you know, so that when we are reading it, when you are reading, you can jot down things. You bring a question to the class tomorrow, so that they will be more interactive. To be more interactive.
Yeah, good idea. Thank you very much. Okay. Hare
Let us
Krishna.
appreciate Guru Maharaj by loudly chanting one Hare Krishna Mantra. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you very much.
Gauranga,
Gauranga.
Ranga.